Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at Batman and Robin Year 1, Number 1, the Noir Edition. This is so cool. The Chris Samnee art is gorgeous. It is off the chain. It is totally worth sticking around to check it out with me. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. Okay, so this series was recommended to me, and with Mark Waid writing Batman and Robin, Year 1 origin story with art by Chris Samnee, I mean, it doesn't take much arm twisting, right? People are kind of arguing, and I say this a lot, or not arguing, but complaining about the amount of Batman titles that are out. I think it's like 41 this year. And you know what I have to say, like the majority of them have been really good. I'm loving Absolute Batman. This Batman and Robin Year 1 is amazing. Raphael Grandpa's Batman is so good. I mean, there are more, but we are talking about this one today. DC has been so smart. I hope they're doing like better, because I felt like everyone was just like, oh, DC's in trouble, blah, 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 whatever. And don't call it a comeback. Their all-in initiative is amazing. Supposedly Absolute Batman is like one of the best-selling comics of the year at like speculated 400,000 comics, which is amazing if it's true, but also supposedly DC does not release its numbers, so it's just a guess. I don't know. Whatever. What are comics numbers these days? Who knows? You know, back in the Image days, they were like 1 million, but that was like a very short burst. You know what I mean? But then again, Superman in the 30s or early 40s sold 1 million copies a month. So, but they were also only a dime each, and you know we've got $3.99, which is on the cheap end of the spectrum for floppies. So it's kind of weird, but this, like I said, DC has been so smart. Sorry, it's taking me forever to get in, but I need to talk about the cover. You know, I love artist editions. I'm loving the fact that they are like just smart enough to go ahead and do these noir editions like straight out the gate. They know there's an audience for them. This cover looks so good in black and white. Chris Samnee's art is very kind of stark, very like David Mazzucchelli in a lot of ways, very like of that vein, maybe a Frank Miller, with, you know, a lot of shadow and light and darkness telling the story as much as the draftsmanship, which is also beautiful, you know, arguably more refined than Miller and Mazzucchelli, really. But art is subjective. And then I open the first page and I gag immediately, because I felt like the colors were absolutely gorgeous on Year 1. And I'm a colorist myself, so, you know, I do honestly feel that superhero comic books are best in color, but this is a damn good argument for, black and white comics. You just get to see like the skill of Samnee, and everything is just stripped away, all the color, and just the comic book storytelling is coming through, and his gorgeous use of blacks. I mean, look how this is lit, and the trees across, and just the angle of that is like totally amazing. You know how you minus stuff, like the edges of the windows and stuff, is like such a great effect, and the silhouette of the trees is so gorgeous. I mean, it's just like artistry is off the chain. I feel like, I mean, I already did a review on the color version, and I feel like I'm looking at this for the first time, which arguably I am from an artistic point of view. It's just stunning. I really love it. I felt like I thought I knew Chris Samnee's style. I don't really remember, he's not an artist that I necessarily follow just because of his art. But after this, I definitely think I will. I'm a fan of him. I was elated to discover some of his very early work at Big Bang Comics when he was like 15, 16 years old. Amazing, just like rife with potential, but so different from this noir master storyteller that he would become. Love this depiction of the Batmobile. This is amazing. This is so cinematic. This is such a great, like, it's so hard, I feel, to make an exciting car chase in a comic book, and it has to be exciting when the Batmobile is involved. And they are pulling this off, like, in spades. It is gorgeous. I love this double page spread. You know, I also feel like there's almost a Darwin Cook element to it, or a Bruce Timm aspect, without being that cartoony. But part of me did feel that this might be a little more cartoony than we're used to from Chris Samnee. And I felt like perhaps that's because, you know, it involves Robin in their first year, and there's sort of like, I feel like there's sort of like a more enthusiastic, sort of impetuous to this. But I could be wrong. Whatever. Just my opinion, y'all. This looks beautiful. DC All In Initiative. Like I said, DC has been killing it. That art is gorgeous. I think this is the... Oh, wait. Daniel Stempier. Yeah, the Wonder Woman artist. I mean, amazing. What a discovery. There are some really great superhero comic book artists out right now. A lot of them at Marvel, too, like Ryan Stegman and Neto Diaz on X-Men that I've been reviewing. Like, I feel like there's been a really good renaissance, because I felt like for the longest time we were getting a lot of sameness and just like boring hodgepodge, a lot of the X books and things like that. And I'm just so happy to see like these seemingly very like art forward, art focused projects coming out of comics, because comic books is the art. It's a visual comic book, you know, it's a visual storytelling medium. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Like, just, it just, like, gets so much mood across. This is so divine. This is, like, Steve Rude in a lot of ways also. You know, he's on my brain because I just did the Space Ghost review not too long ago. Go through my list, people, if you want to see some amazing, beautiful comic book art. Gosh, this is so good. Like, the choices, the silhouettes, and the blacks, and the stark whites is just gorgeous. And you see like the beautiful brushwork of the inking. It is amazing. Like, this is definitely, he is definitely like, I don't know, people do revere him very much, I feel, but maybe underrated. I don't know, maybe not. I mean, this is so fun. I love this. This is so classic, and I feel like I hope people are just loving it as much as you know, I am, as much as the people who recommended it to me are, because this is such classic Batman and Robin. It's like lightning in a bottle. It's such a moment in time, and this is honestly just when they are at their peak best. And, you know, I mean, just years of stories and stuff. I just admire things. So I like the fact that DC has this sort of continuity that, in a way, anything goes, you know what I mean? As stories from any era of DC's lush, rich history, you know, so many worthy, relevant stories being told from any genre, you know what I mean? I'm waiting for a great, like, revamp of the, or not revamp, but like, could you imagine like Grant Morrison and Frank Whiteley's like ultimate take on the Detroit era Justice League or something? That would be freaking amazing. No. Oh my gosh, this art is just too good. I love it. You know, is it almost a little manga in a way? I don't know. Like, there's so many great things happening in here. And like I said, the storytelling is like also front and center. This is so good. I have number 2 in color version. I mean, I don't think they're gonna. I wonder how many noir versions they're gonna do. Probably just the number 1. It's like, it wouldn't make sense to do them all, but I'm kind of all in. I would love to see more. Maybe if they do trades, I don't know. You know, there's a way, right? But I mean, what easier way to make more money off of it than just printing it in black and white? I don't know. Totally worth it. So good, so gorgeous. I'm so glad this exists and they did this. Chris Samnee's art is off the proverbial chain, and I adore it. That looks so good. You guys, do not sit on these noir editions. I mean, I know, we just paid for the regular edition, but it's just like, I don't know, unprecedented. You know, this is going to be a classic part of your collection. I loving the ads in black and white, too. That's so much fun. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Bring you more soon.